Hello. How are we all today? How are you? How are y'all? How are you doing? So today I'm doing my Wednesday 12:30 Perth time Q&A on the Master Key. So stand by, you guys. This is going to be revolutionary, and I just want to wait until I am also live on my page. So as you're joining, let me check that I'm not live. What do you know? It says that I'm not live anyway, so let's just check this out because this does happen. And yeah, we're going to be talking about the Master Key today. The Master Key. Now, imagine having a key placed into your hands that will unlock your greatest life and unlock your most wildest success. Well, firstly, you guys, there's only one reason and one reason only that is holding you back. It is your subconscious mind. Nothing else, because I guarantee you want the best for you, right? I guarantee you want to be fit. I guarantee you want to have the best body. I'm pretty absolutely certain that you're going to want to have great relationships. And I'm also absolutely confident that you guys are going to want to have more money, more wealth, and financial freedom, so that you can do whatever it is that you want to do. So as you're joining, say hello. We have got some questions from my community that have come through. So if you are looking at epic success or a great life throughout those keys, body, relationships, health, wealth, and freedom, stay tuned. Okay, so let's start with just telling you a little bit about the Master Key. So the Master Key, I found it, and it has come over the last 15 years that it has actually evolved. And Master Key 1 is about your billion-dollar energy. Now, this is where your health is, and we have a question that has come in from someone in my community who asks, we give them the ability to ask questions in Voxer, and I answer them and I give transmissions. So I will bring the question. It's about food, how to actually change the way we look at food, the way we eat. How do we get into that great body? How do we get into that amazing physical health and well-being? So that's all about Master Key 1. Master Key 2 is genetic recoding, possibly the most important element, because, you know, genetic recoding means that you can let go of some of those things you've been attracting, and you can start calling in your dream clients, your best, relationships with peers, with your soulmate, with absolutely anyone of significance. So that is what Genetic Recoding Master Key 2 is all about. Master Key 3 is about your wealth. This is your self-belief, your self-confidence, and your prosperity codes. So tell me, is there anybody here that doesn't want any of these? I didn't think so. Hello there, Instagram. Great to see you all. Master Key 4 is your revolution of unlocking your zone of genius. And this is what we are all about here. When you unlock your zone of genius, that's when you come to life. That's when you can really rise up and be so empowered and feel so inspired and just be living your life the way you want. And then, of course, 5, Master Key 5 is your legacy. What is the legacy that you want to set in your life so that you can plant that tree, so that that tree can grow? And some people may come and take shade from underneath it And you may never know that you have actually changed someone's life. You've got to be prepared. This is actually a quote, but you've got to be prepared to plant trees that you will never know necessarily some of the people that are going to eat the fruit and sit under the shade of it. Your legacy is something that you are creating. And as a creator, a visionary, I am talking to you. So the ideas the universe gives you, the, downloads you receive, it is up to you to take massive aligned action. And if you ignore it, if you ignore the downloads that the angels may give to you, then somebody else might be gifted that idea and you might see somebody else soaring, because these are universal laws. If you receive those ideas, a lot of people think, oh, everyone's going to think I'm stupid. That seems supercilious. I'm not good enough. All of those limiting beliefs come around and the imposter syndrome sets in, and then people are in fear to show up because they fear rejection. What if I get ridiculed? What if they don't like me? What if I'm not good enough? These are the typical things. Well, I'm here to say your life is far too important to waste a moment of it. So now you know about the 5 master keys. I want to place the key in your hand for a moment and give you a taste of some of the questions that have come in from my community. So Sally will drop them in the comments and I am going to bring them up onto the screen. Now, this one comes from a lady who is in my program and it is going to be amazing. So I'll make sure this ends up in your inbox if you are working and you can't see this. But I have suffered from bulimia and feel I have so many issues around food and my life. What can I do for myself to get into a healthy pattern? Guys, everybody has eating habits, but everybody has a original initial primitive switch. Now, what is that initial switch? That was your innate radar when you were a baby, that when you were hungry, you would cry for food and your carer would feed you, right? Your parents, your guardian, that person who's nurturing you would feed you. And so that would be like a natural evolution. But somewhere along the line, what's happened is you've turned that switch off. It has been overridden by family culture, habits, what time you have dinner. Perhaps if you cried, your mum would give you something to soothe you. Perhaps you comforted yourself with food. Maybe you were bribed and told that you couldn't have anything or any sweets until you ate all the food on your plate. So we developed habits and we become mindless. So we stop listening to our body. So this is what I would say to you. You are coming into the big immersion. What I'm going to be doing for you is I am going to be taking you back to a time and a place and a space when you began this form of eating. Now, even if it's bulimia, if it's binge eating, if it is just bad habits of any kind that are putting excess kilos on your body that you do not desire, this is what it's going to mean. It's going to mean that you are going to become really aware. So being really aware, the first thing you are required to do is to write down on a piece of paper exactly what you do. Face up to it. Nobody else has to see this piece of paper. And as you write down, it might be, well, at nighttime, I find myself eating too much chocolate. Now, for some people, it might be that you do something else at nighttime, like you find yourself doing at a certain time of the day that thing that you want to get rid of. Anything that is going to be a deterrent from your ultimate body and health, you can include into this conversation. Now, the whole point now is that we're going to take you back and we are going to look at what you began and why you began that habit. You're going to learn. You are going to become aware of what the purpose was, because your subconscious mind actually took up that habit. And the reason why is because it was wanting to satisfy you in some way. Maybe security, maybe love, maybe it wanted you to feel there was a void of emptiness inside you, and it was wanting to fill that void of insignificance. So whatever it was that inner child was actually missing, we are going to fill it in. We are going to recode that. We are going to rewire that. So because you are in my community, you are ready to go into that big immersion, which I'll be announcing the date today. You will be able to recode that. Now, maybe Master Key 2, which is all about genetic recoding. We talked about this in Voxer today. And I asked people a question: who in your life do you need to forgive? Now, obviously, I go into a lot of training in all of these elements in Voxer. And then what we're doing is I gave them an actual process so that they could actually neutralize the person that they need to forgive. Because if you are harboring something against someone else, the only person in suffering, you guys, is you. Now, let me just turn off my heater. It's getting a bit warm in here. I always get hot when I'm doing live streams. I'm back. Okay, so, all right. So, who is that person? Now, we go through a full collapse on this where we do a neutralizing, dissolving, and clearing process. This is so, so powerful. So you'll be addressing all of these, and this is what we're going to do. So for the lady who asked this question, I will make sure you do receive a copy of this live. And one of the things I really want you to work on right now is the awareness around it. We will do the recoding and the rewiring through neuro-linguistic programming, through the world-class modalities that I have up my sleeve, and you will be able to step in and take control over your body so that you can own your presence, so you can claim your power, so you can walk into that divine, beautiful mansion and actually know that every single luxurious light fitting, window treatment, floor coverings, the wooden floors, the warmth of the lights or the chandeliers or whatever you imagine as you're walking into your palace is your body. So we're going to quickly move through this today, guys. So I'm going to address some other questions. I think this came from the vortex or the container in Voxer where I am assisting people to launch programs. Okay, so we are launching coaches. So not, obviously, because these transformations are so, so powerful. It's like, well, what can you give to ensure that you are helping someone else to have the best life and the greatest success? And this question comes from a lady by the name of Claire. What is the best method or resource that I could use? Would it be a meditation? Would you suggest that I could use, what could you suggest that I can use to gain the upper hand on my peers, to gain advantage in my elite field? Okay, well, let's firstly address having an upper hand. There, as far as I'm concerned, every single one of us has a zone of genius. So the first thing I want to say is that I believe that upper hand can be changed. So if I can get your vocabulary to change to what can be my point of difference. So I always encourage people to position questions, because a question that is well positioned is a question that is half answered. So what I would love you to do is ask yourself the question, what can I actually give to become that point of difference to my peers to gain advantage in my elite field? Now, you're asking whether it would be meditation. Meditation is amazing, but as you know, I teach at a very advanced level. So really it's about transcendental meditation. So because you are in my elite crown, you will definitely, I would say, to always include some kind of a meditation with your client, but after you've built rapport, okay? So they get to know you. So you would do a lot of the powerful work first, and then you would take it from there. So I've got, I believe this comes from the same group. I would like to know which style meditation to use if I'm needing to gain an advantage in my field, in a market field with others doing the same. So this is the same lady. What style of meditations would be best? Okay, so let's just say your niche is around relationships. What you would then do is create a beautiful meditation that has a lovely induction to take your client into this beautiful trance. And then you would actually conduct that meditation. But let's just go back to the beginning. When you are first actually rapporting with your client, what you can actually do is find out all about them. Be an active listener. What is it they truly want? What is it that you truly want? Is it that you want that love? Do you want that connection? Do you want that respect? And find out what their language is, because this is what NLP is all about, finding out the language of your client and then being able to speak it back to them. Because I didn't say that properly, did I? On the contrary, maybe I should change that word, to what a lot of people say about hypnosis, the way we design it is very client orientated. So I've got someone doing the gardening out there. So sorry about the noise in the background. So really what you want to do is ensure that you give a bespoke. Now, if you give a bespoke and a really creative meditation and use the words, bring the words of your client in. I want to feel loved. I want to feel connected. I want to feel uplifted. Okay, so you would simply take the words. Now, what would you do if you were doing a group training? Because I know a few people, most of the people are doing group trainings. So it doesn't matter whether it's a group training for athletes, for people who want better relationships, or people that want to have epic success, right? You would get from your audience, from your group, what is it that you truly want? You would get them to give you the feedback. You would design your bespoke meditation around your audience so that the subconscious mind really takes it all in. Now, I think I've got time for a couple more questions. Actually, let's have a look. What modality? Okay, let me hide that one. All right, let's see if that one works. Okay, so it is what modality is recommended to use from NLP and hypnosis to help people in sports or in peak performance that will give me the upper hand. So here we go, because I believe this is the lady who is going to start working also with sport people. Now, first of all, if you are wanting to be great at anything, here is a really big tip for you. If you're wanting to be so successful, what you're really doing is you want to harness the power. So by you, if you are the facilitator or the coach, you would ask your audience, and I'm going to ask the audience this question, and I'm going to imagine that you guys all want to have this billion-dollar energy and you want to be epic and high performance at something. So if you want high performance, if you want success, if you want to actually break the ceiling off your upper limit, then drop it in the comments, and this is going to reach you very powerfully. I'm going to send that out energetically. So, all right, let's go. I want you to imagine, and this is what you can do to harness. Imagine that you are going into a place in a space where you can bring a great big movie screen up in front of you. Now, on that movie screen is you, and you look your best. You have this billion-dollar energy. You have this amazing body. You have this incredible energy and posture, and you just feel so good. And you can hear people even complimenting you because you are walking with this great posture, this confidence, this epic power. What are you actually wearing? What do you imagine that you are physically wearing? Now, whereabouts are you? Are you actually on a holiday somewhere? Or perhaps are you in a place, in a space that you enjoy, maybe a park or the beach? Are you actually wearing shoes on your feet? Now, I wonder if you've ever experienced this in your life where you have looked so great. Now, I remember a moment on the beach. I'm wearing my one-piece bathing suit that is electric blue. I have this long, dark, permed hair, but this is my vision, okay? But then just to give you guys an example, but you've got a radiate vision for your clients. So, as that's my memory, I'm at the beach. So what am I feeling? I'm feeling the sun on my shoulders. I'm feeling the beautiful white sand under my feet. I'm hearing the sound of happy people chattering in the distance and birds that are flying over. Okay, so as you move into the memory, imagine that you're connecting in with that. Now, imagine if you can get yourself to connect into every memory that you can remember that was so, so powerful. Now, if you're focusing on teaching sports people, it's like I would definitely advise you to look at Anthony Robbins and state anchoring. But I teach it, and I teach it very intricately, and I'm going to bring it in to the master key when we actually do it. So it's all about getting people into state, breathing in through your nose, holding that breath high and really just allowing it to move through your body. Just remembering a time when you succeeded, remembering a time when you were performing with that peak performance. Just have some water. Just remembering that time when you felt so good. What was your age? Where were you? What did it feel like? What did you look like? What is your body? What is your body feeling? Whereabouts in your body do you feel it? Really get those people, and this is what I train people to do, to get them to go into visualizations, like wealth visualizations. Maybe, this gold bars, or, those, seeing $100 bill notes, or being surrounded by just palatial buildings, majestic, beautiful palaces and lush green grass. What does it feel like to walk on that lush green grass? What does it feel like to inhale in the riches, the opulence, and the freedom. What does that feel like? Where do you hold it in your body? See, this is all about anchoring, and then anchor them in. And so what we're going to be doing is we are going to be anchoring you with your $1 billion energy. We are going to be giving you the opportunity to have and step into that $1 billion energy, but we're also going to recode, so you're going to release your negative habits. So you're going to be able to rewire and reprogram yourself for success. We are going to have this over 2 days, and it's going to be 2 sessions. We are going to go into a very deep immersion. So it's all this talking that I'm doing is really just training and equipping. And in Voxer, I ask very powerful questions, and I give people the transmissions to help them to prepare for their $1 billion energy, for their greatest relationships, for their stellar confidence, for their ability to expound on their business, to launch their legacy. So we are going to be doing this over 2 sessions, and it's going to be, I'm going to announce the date. We are opening the Master Key on the 3rd and 4th of September. And on those dates of the 3rd and 4th of September, it will be 12 noon Perth time. You're also going to be rewired for Master Key 3, which is your prosperity codes. This is your self-worth. This is your self-respect, your self-belief, so that you can lift that lid, smash that ceiling on that upper limit. Now, we are not only launching leaders, business people, and entrepreneurs, but we're taking on people who want to have epic success. If that's you, here is the Master Key. So day 1, we'll be doing therapy. You'll be doing a whole therapy, and I've already prepared a meditation. So before you come in, you're going to receive an email from me that is going to give you this incredible meditation to really prepare your mind, so that you're going to be able to breathe in this new success and exhale and breathe out and dissolve and clear and release so many of those obstacles. So because we appreciate that everybody suffers 2 predominant things, and that is a lack of time and, quite often a lack of money. So what we are doing is we are making this timeless. We are doing it we're going to do it over 2 consecutive days. It's going to be very fast. It's going to be very furious. You're going to do the meditation in your own time, perhaps even while you sleep. You can listen to it as many times as you want. It's going to be dissolving different things. We teach you how to do this in Voxer. We coach you and bring this accountability every single day. And then so you just do it in your own time. So it's timeless. And then you turn up to 2 sessions. And if you can't get there live, there is a replay. Of course, how can we forget that on day 2, you are going to become the co-creator of your legacy, of your message, of your marketing. You are going to develop the courage, the conviction, and that stellar confidence to stand in your power. Now, I know Sally is going to drop the link so that you guys can join. We've got people joining every day, guys. And I'll tell you why people are joining every day, because it's a no-brainer. It is $55. Boom. $55 for the full Master Key. Never, ever has it been done before. In fact, I'm even representing coaches and launching their business with a podcast interview. But that is yet to come. But if you simply just want to jump into this immersion, blow off the lid, I'm glad I said that really fast, smash the ceiling of your limiting beliefs, I'll give you the dates again. We are going to be live in Zoom on the 3rd and the 4th of September 2022. And that is going to be available for you on these days. And it's going to be available for you on a playback. You will have a workbook given to you before we start. You will have a meditation to prepare you so that when you go into that immersion, wow. And you are also going to be offered an upgrade to be in Voxer with me for daily transmissions, which is just wild. So if you are ready for your $1 billion energy, guess how much this is, guys? It's not 550,000. It's not 550,000. It's not $550. It is $55. I am not joking, okay? Or you can upgrade and be in Voxer to get transmissions, coaching, and really powerful, education and training and grooming. And the good news is that you only tune into it when you want to tune in. You go in, you ask questions, and you can do that for simply one fee of $97. Oh my gosh. Why am I doing this? This is my calling. And I just want to quote what, I can't remember the name of the person who quoted it, but, plant trees, guys. Plant trees that are going to grow big and that are going to bear fruit and that are going to be your legacy, and plant them in such a way that you won't even know some of the people, or you won't ever get to hear that some of the people even sat under and benefited from the shade. Be prepared to build your empire and your legacy knowing that. Just like what I'm doing now, giving value. I'm not doing any of my modalities, but I am giving you teachings around the work that I do, knowing that some of you will benefit and I may never ever know, and that's okay. And others will join me on this powerful journey. So if that's you, guys, what would I be doing? I'm not you, but if I was you, boom, I would be in it. You know why? Because I believe in personal growth. I believe you cannot advance to your greatest success without it. And really, when you learn how to step into your power, step into your confidence, and claim what you desire, that's when everything changes. So until next week, same time, same place. Next week, I'll be here. My community will have an opportunity to ask more questions, and I will have an opportunity to give you the answers. So bye for now, and I will see you